Okay, great. Welcome back to the second video in the series on presentation skills. And in this video, we're going to look at some of the key tips on how to structure your presentation. The easiest and most effective structure, which is commonly used, is the 3-step. Tell them what you are going to tell them. That's your opening. Tell them, that's the main body of the presentation. And then tell them what you have told them, which is your summary and close. Now, depending on your audience and your objectives, you may need to add some groundwork to your preparation for your presentation by putting yourself in your audience's shoes. Ask yourself the question about how clear your message is going to come across if you were listening to it. People love simple and easy to understand messages that they can understand and retain, and so keep what you are saying simple and clear and concise, and ideally delivered in a relaxed and humorous or entertaining way. Often less is more. In fact, one of the most effective presentation skills programs that I attended was run by 2 senior naval officers who were given the task of training high-ranking officials on how to get their message across to their audience in less than 10 minutes, using some incredibly powerful techniques for delivering their message with great impact. And we're going to look at some of these techniques now. The first 3 areas are visual. And so they support what you say by using your body language. The first is typically used when you're presenting to a group of people from a stage or in front of a room. And it's called the actor's glide. And it's named, as you could probably gather, after the way in which stage actors adapt their delivery to connect most effectively with an audience who are sitting or even standing in front of them. The point of the actor's glide is to use your body and the movements that you make in such a way as to keep your head facing forwards. Now, this is primarily to make sure that your voice projects forwards and that you are constantly in eye contact with your audience. It takes some practice as you glide forwards and backwards using a clever bit of footwork, but the key is just to make sure that you don't turn your head more than 30 degrees to the left or the right, and always face the audience. With practice, you can use your actor's glide in combination with your eye contact to literally scan a room of people and connect with them with just a short glance of eye contact. Making eye contact makes your audience member feel connected to you and what you are saying, and can also help you to gauge the level of interest that you're generating. If you have ever played that game of charades, you'll know that you have to exaggerate gestures to help your audience guess the charade. And exaggerating gestures, and particularly the use of the hands and arms, can really help you communicate in an exciting and visually effective way. And you'll find that the more animated you are, the more your presentation will look and feel full of energy. One of my favourite tips for presenting is the use of the pause. It helps with your pace, it helps with your delivery, and it also helps massively with your control of the audience. Great presenters will often pause after they've made an important point. And this is the so-called pause for thought moment, when something has just been said, and then you allow your audience through the pause to think about it for a few extra moments. That's just what I did there. You can also use pause to control your audience. So let's say that you have a few people who are not concentrating and are perhaps distracted and chatting away, not listening to you. If you pause long enough, the prevailing silence will very quickly get everybody to focus on what is going on around them. When it suddenly goes quiet at the front, you'll be amazed at how quickly people look up and see why at this point something has gone quiet. At that point, you can simply use your contact with your eyes to let the audience know that you are with them and waiting, and then when you have their attention, you can continue. Practice your tone and pitch and modulation and intonation, which are basically the descriptive words that help you to vary the noises that you're making in order to convey your message as effectively as possible. There's nothing worse and more of a switch off than a monotone presentation. So try experimenting with the way you use words until you get comfortable with a style of delivery that has variety. I have a good friend as an example that tells some wonderful stories, and his trademark style is to tell them very, very quietly. And over the course of the next few minutes, see if you can pick out some of the different variety that I use in my presentation to you. Okay, a few little tips there as we lead into more depth about building your presentation skills. I look forward very much to you joining the next video where we go down into even more information and tips on how to strengthen your presentations. See you on the next one.